Students on the Ufugaji, Bora, Mashiani program. Extremely exciting and a huge source of hope in view of the fact that we are facing one of the most challenging situations in our times within the context of the counties of the north. And this is that, the 30% of our population with respect to the animal capacities would be diminishing over time, primarily related to challenges faced with climate change as well as challenges with respect to feeds, diseases. All of this play a huge role. And so this program, in an innovative way, promotes the transferability of skills in the following areas. One of the key areas that it's looking at is issues with respect to livestock breeding. Livestock breeding is a huge challenge within the context of overall productivity and innovation in animal production. The various types that exist, as well as the specifications that are required by the market to ensure maximum profits are achieved as efficiently as possible and as productively as possible for the herdsmen and women. Challenges with respect to feeding. The challenges we are facing as far as drought and the need for greater levels of skills and competencies to understand commercial feeds, as well as the necessary minerals and vitamins that could make a tremendous difference as far as productivity and transformation of herds are concerned. Challenges with respect to diseases. These are critical issues that need to be addressed in a proactive way, in a way which ensures that we're able to promote the highest level of yield and capability. Challenges with respect to market specifications and standards. The markets that exist, the nationalist ambition as far as export potential is concerned is huge within the context of this very traditional and very important area of pastoralism. And then, of course, the challenges we face as far as climate change. Today we are witnessing high rises in temperatures. As we speak today, it's scorching hot in Isiolo at around 38 degrees. And this is playing a huge role as far as the detrimental effects it has in terms of pastures as well as promoting the livelihoods for the pastoralist communities. Areas that we're looking at as far as skills and transferability is concerned are leadership and governance. The ability for young people to be self-development oriented and self-reliant, and capacities are therein absolutely critical. So today this brings us to this graduation of 300 students from various counties which consist of Samburu, Laikipia, Marsabit and Isiolo. And the objective is to ensure that we create a community-driven approach to commerce which results, in inclusive development, resilience and self-reliance. We'd like to look into various aspects of training. This is very much in partnership with the government of Kenya and is within the context of the National Policy for Livestock, which promotes productivity and innovation and addresses the need to create the necessary levels of diversification as well as the key priorities in view of the diversity that exists within the entire country. So within this context, this program is an innovation. It promotes the highest level of capability and skills development. Further to this, we are in the process, as much as we train within the context of this program, we follow the national policies of competency-based education and training. And by training to a standard that's measurable, young people are able to ensure the highest level of productivity and standards and capability in their produce. The second policy that is absolutely critical is the policy on recognition of prior learning. Young people who are part of this program are essentially those that did not enter primary school or dropped out between primary school and high school and onwards. And so for them, it becomes a predicament to once again rejoin the national system that supports them through capitation. With the development of the recognition of prior learning and that implementation, it enables a young person to continue the pathway of education, skills development and research. Many of these industries are highly dependent on that transformation and that development of skills, education and research. So it's absolutely critical that this foundational system adheres to the national policy, and in time to come, the pathway of skills development and further research is possible for young people. We want to instill in them a sense that productivity is only achieved through continuous improvement, and that the development of their skills is absolutely critical as far as the transformation of this sector is concerned. Ufugaji, Bora, Mashiani is an innovation by way of its ability to address livestock production, but most importantly, how communities can play a central role in its development for its resilient self-reliance, and how young people are at the center of this very important industry, which is part of the tradition of these counties and part of the way and means that communities have led their lives for many generations. The overall impact we hope to make is based on the fact that today 300 graduates will have a direct impact as far as 300 households are concerned. We're aiming that this program achieves a total target of 2,000 households, which equates to 600,000 shots and 400,000 large animals, in order to promote the necessary scale and capacity for this industry to be recognized as a national area of transformation. 4 areas that we focus on in view of the fact that this is such a critical industry are first and foremost livestock breeding, and the training surrounds itself around areas of importance as far as the necessary specifications, how to achieve the different types of breeding techniques based on the market needs. We want this vocation to be the most profitable vocation for young people so that it inspires them and provides all the hope in terms of their livelihood and transformation and motivation. Yet another area of importance as far as training is concerned is feeding, and how do we feed the animals and the pastoral production processes. This is in view of the fact that we are constantly faced with drought, and other alternative means need to be identified, like commercial feeds, as well as the necessary minerals and vitamins that would promote the highest level of standards and capacities as far as efficiency are concerned. Animal health is extremely important. How do we mitigate and predetermine as well as be proactive as far as diseases are concerned? And what are the sort of sources of assistance, both natural, remedial, and conventional medicines that can play a profound role in the overall health of animals? The access to livestock markets, where they exist, the specifications, the standards, the capability as far as the adherence to regulations and health standards are concerned, the infrastructure challenges, the coordination challenges, the parts of innovation that are critical are all part of this training, so that young people are able to have the necessary exposure as far as the potential of their projects are concerned. And indeed, the challenges as far as climate change and that awareness, that exposure, and how to mitigate it, how to address the dynamic responsibility of ensuring that you're able to, in a responsible way, graze, so that, we have continuity and that we are able to ensure that this entire industry flourishes. And so the maximum capability as far as access to water, the techniques of grazing, and more importantly, the welfare of the surrounding areas is absolutely critical. The training is competency-based education and training, and therefore then links to the national system as far as the certification program is concerned. And it's in our hope today that the policies of government, both the competency-based education training and the policy on recognition of prior learning, gives maximum alternatives to young people by way of the fact that they can keep improving, promote greater levels of commercial diversity, and look into areas of further value chain development all the way to processing, as well as the possibility of them accessing markets and the ability to be specialized in specific areas and provide the necessary market demand. But it also means that should they have an alternative as far as their continuing education is concerned, it's possible to once again rejoin the national pathway of recognition of prior learning and then continue their skills, education, research capability all the way up to university and past postgraduate degrees. So we have all the hope in these young people who have a very determined capability, are very capable and have been extremely resilient, and we want to bring about the might of education for their